Good afternoon, everyone. We're seeing more and more people interested in non-surgical ways to get rid of unwanted fat. These treatments are great because they really help people look and feel better without needing surgery or a lot of recovery time. But now, today, we are going to talk about two popular treatments that use cold to reduce fat: Coolsculpting and Cryoslimming. While both use cold, they work a bit differently and have their own unique results. Our goal is to give you a clear and simple look at both of these technologies. We'll cover how they work, how well they work, if they're safe, and what patients can really expect. This way, you'll have all the information necessary to decide which treatment is really best for you. Let's dive in. Let's dive directly in. We are comparing Coolsculpting and Cryoslimming. So when it comes to Coolsculpting versus Cryoslimming, we are comparing two non-invasive fat reduction procedures. This is not to lose weight, but is to lose fat in a certain area. Both Coolsculpting and Cryoslimming, as it says, offers non-invasive fat reduction using cold temperature, but the difference is, even though they say they share the same technology, their application and their results and their cost differ quite significantly. So this presentation is going to compare these popular treatments so you can better determine which is the right option for you for your body contouring goals. So wherever you're trying to actually lose certain stubborn fat, you can see which one, Coolsculpting or Cryoslimming, will work better for you. So let's talk about Coolsculpting. It is the science of cold. Coolsculpting, by definition, you're cooling down the body, cryolipolysis, which is you're cooling down the body to destroy fat cells. That's the point. You want the fat cells to get to the point of crystallization. Once that happens, they are no longer viable. They will, as it says here, it will trigger apoptosis, cell death of the fat cells and only the fat cells. Then once they are destroyed through the body's own lymphatic system, you will eliminate those dead fat cells out of your body. That is the idea behind not just Coolsculpting, but also Cryoslimming. So what is the application that's actually used? Well, when it comes to Coolsculpting, they use specialized vacuum applicators, which literally draws the fat up into the vacuum. And as it's doing that, it cools down that fat. The treatment usually takes between 45 to 75 minutes, depending on the area, depending on the size of the applicator, depending on how cold that applicator can get. The certain areas that you are able to use it on is, of course, the abdomen. Everyone wants to get rid of their belly fat, even the fat that is stubborn to get rid of through workouts and diet. This is something that you can do. The love handles, the obliques, that's muscle sometimes, but there is a amount of stored fat which makes you look wider. So when you do the love handles or the flanks and you're taking away that fat, it can definitely give you a more slimmer look. You just have to make sure, if you are going to do the love handles, you do both love handles at the same time. Or you do one side and then you do the next side. The idea behind it is you don't want to take away some fat and not take away others. which is not the best look. The thighs and underneath the buttocks, that's where a lot of cellulite and loose skin kind of develops. The double chin. If you do have a double chin, this is a way that you can take out the fat in the chin area. The upper arms, especially for people who have lost weight, sometimes that weight, it's difficult for that fat to be lost from the upper arm area, and it accumulates there. But this is one technique that can be utilized to bring down that fat accumulated in the upper arm. And of course, the back fat and the bra fat. Now let's take a look at the demo of Coolsculpting.
As the applicator pulls the bulge into the cooling panels, you will feel a firm tug and pinching and intense cold. There may initially be some tingling, but this typically subsides as the area gets numb. The fat cells are targeted and cooled, triggering their natural death. And because fat is more sensitive to cold, surrounding tissue and muscles are not affected. Over the course of the next few weeks, your body begins to naturally eliminate the dead fat cells. As the fat cells are eliminated, the remaining cells condense, resulting in an overall reduction of the fat layer.
So we can see the results here when it comes to Coolsculpting. Now, these are 3 different doctors using the Coolsculpting sessions. We can see at the top, after 12 weeks after the first Coolsculpting session, they has a very lost a little bit of the belly. It's after 1 session. Then after 2 sessions, or 12 weeks after the second session, you see they really lost some of that belly fat, that kind of flap. This means after the treatment, they continue along their diet, their exercise. That doesn't change. You can't get this done and expect changes if you keep feeding yourself a bunch of calories that will turn into stored fat. It just won't work. Your body will create new fat cells from all those stem cells that you have. The second result, we can see 8 weeks after the first Coolsculpting session, in comparison to 4 weeks after the second Coolsculpting session. Now, remember, Coolsculpting, it will take some time to get rid of, eliminate a lot of those fat cells. So, 8 weeks after, even 4 weeks after is not probably enough. Even 12 weeks, you're going to lose, eliminate that fat cell, the dead fat cell, crystallized fat cell, probably over the course of 6 months. Lastly, we can see after the second session, you really see a difference between the first slide on the bottom to the last one. You see a very significant difference in accumulated fat. I will say part of this will probably come from the diet and exercise. You're not adding on to any new fat layers, but that stubborn fat, usually for women, usually their lower belly, that stubborn fat can be eliminated with Coolsculpting. So, let's get directly down into it. Coolsculpting results, side effects, and cost. So results, we have seen 20 to 25% of fat reduction in treated areas per session. So over the course of, let's say, 6 months, you can see a 20 to even 25% fat reduction in those areas. The visible results, you will see them over the first 2 to 3 months. Full results appear 4 to 6 months post-treatment. The typical treatments or sessions is between 1 and 3, usually around 3. If you want the optimal outcome, you probably want to do 3 sessions over the course of, to be quite honest, about a year. Side effects, really minimal side effects. There is no downtime. You can get the procedure today. You can go back to work same day. You will experience a little redness, maybe a little swelling. It depends. Maybe some bruising, a little numbness because you are freezing something. You're literally, the blood is running from the area that you're freezing. So you will get a little numbness, probably a little bruising, and very rare, but you could get a PAH, which is a paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, which the fat cells actually enlarge instead of shrink. So some individuals are susceptible to this. It is very rare. We have not seen it yet. We've been doing this for the past 5-6 years here at Better Way USA. We have not seen this ever happen. So let's get to cost. Now, when it comes to cost, pricing, the lowest you really want to go is $500. You really don't want to go over, let's say, I know there are some places charging $2,000 a session. I don't think you want to pay that. The technology does not cost that much anymore. But you really don't want to pay less than $500 for one session. The reason being is there is equipment out here that is let's say $4,000 or $5,000 equipment that will not get down to the cooling that it needs to get to crystallize the fat. Ergo, you don't really lose the fat. You cool the body down, and that's about it. So you're getting subpar equipment, and they will charge you, $200, $100, $150, something like that. That's something that you don't want. It's a waste of your money, a waste of your time, and you're rewarding bad behavior. Coolsculpting is a brand name, but there are some knockoffs that that work. Bottom line, that work. You have to investigate that the paddles work. They have a good enough suction. It gets cold enough. This is usually going to be a price range of $500 to $1,000, somewhere in there. Especially in California, Los Angeles, where we are, it's expect 6, 7, 50,000. More than that, you're just paying for a location. You're paying for downtown Beverly Hills for $2,500. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. The price does change for the treatment areas. When you look at the number of applicators, that is definitely going to be different. Let's say if you're doing the abdominal area as compared to the chin area, you're going to use less applicators, thus the price probably is going to go down a bit. When it comes to Coolsculpting, you're really only going to do probably maximum 3 sessions. Probably the maximum of 3 sessions. So when it comes to those 3 sessions, you will be able to get more so-called bang out of your buck when you compile them into some type of program. We suggest that. So, our best use. So, when it comes to best use, we're talking about what do we recommend? Well, there's a few things that will help you get the most out of your Coolsculpting experience. First thing, get shockwave therapy, which is really radial pressure wave therapy after every Coolsculpting session. Why? Because it's going to motivate fat removal. There has been in time people that complained when they got Coolsculpting, they had a lump from the Coolsculpting. There's a lump of like hardened fat from the Coolsculpting. Well, that's the fat that's been crystallized, and unless you kind of massage it out, it's going to maintain as a clump of crystallized fat cells. The best way to break up those crystallized fat cells so they can get into your lymphatic system is shockwave therapy or radial pressure wave therapy. If you do that for 5-10 minutes after the session, you will not have any of those so-called side effects. You will not have the lumps, and it's going to help really start the process of getting those fat cells into the lymphatic system so they can be removed. Also, utilize whole body vibration therapy immediately after, let's say, the Coolsculpting session, the shock wave that comes after it, then jump on the whole body vibration. Why? Because it's going to even more help the lymphatic system go grab all of those crystallized fat cells and get them out of your system, because you want them eliminated, you want them gone. And to be quite honest, it's best to utilize the whole body vibration, not just after the session, but on a weekly basis. It will help your lymphatic system get rid of a lot of things in your lymphatic system. That's why it's there. Another best use comment: the second procedure should be done within the next 3 to 6 months. Third procedure within the next 9 to 12 months. It's kind of the timing. You don't want to do it 1 month, the next month, and then the next month. In 3 months, get 3 sessions. That kind of works against getting the most out of each session. What you want to do is break those up. So once what's the best way to describe it? Once you kind of get the most out of the first session, and then your rewards start to decrease, that's when you want to do the next session. Then when the rewards of the second session starts to decrease, that's when you want to do the third session, which is really about between a 3 to 6 month break between each. So pricing. What type of pricing should you be looking for? Well, for one session, what you want is about $500 to $600. I know it's been much more in previous years, but the technology is changing. The technology is not as expensive as it used to be. The machines are, but the technology isn't. So you're able to get away with a $500 or $600 session without a lot of the issues that come with it. And $500 or $600 with shockwave therapy, with a whole body vibration, and you should be able to get, as I said, 2 sessions for $900 to $1,100, 3 sessions from $1,200 to $1,500. The price is going down if you buy packages. If you're buying a package, you should buy to be quite honest, a 3-session package. Say for, let's say $1,500. If you need, financing, get the financing done for that. But get the package so you can get all the things that you need to get to lose that kind of stubborn fat that you're trying to get rid of. All right, we're going to talk about cryoslimming. Cryoslimming. How does it work? Cryoslimming, as it states here, is often associated with the true cryo brand, which is the casein model. It utilizes cryolipolysis, meaning it destroys fat through cold, but employs a different method than Coolsculpting. Instead of the vacuum suction, there is a handheld gun that emits a liquid CO2 blast to bring the skin and the fat down to freezing temperatures. That thermal shock that's created through the temperature contrast is designed to not only destroy fat cells, but simultaneously stimulating collagen production, which actually does work. Potentially, it offers the benefit of fat reduction with skin tightening benefits in a much shorter session, about 5 to 10 minutes. But multiple sessions. So the application method, it utilizes liquid CO2. So this is a gun that has a liquid CO2 tank connected to it, and it literally sprays out liquid CO2 at below freezing temperatures to bring that fat, the skin and the fat, down to freezing so the fat can crystallize and then be eliminated through the lymph. The treatment session lasts about 5 to 10 minutes per area. It depends on the treatment area, but it's relatively 5-7 minutes. Full abdominal sculpting takes only 6 to 8 minutes and can continue to kill cells for up to 6 months. When the temperature light turns blue, you'll see in a minute when we kind of show the demo of this, when the light turns blue, that's a temperature reading. It's reading that the skin is finally at a freezing temperature. So when the light turns blue, you have reached the fat freezing temperature. The areas of the body that you can utilize, of course, the abdominal, the flanks, the legs, the full buttocks, the face. The face can be used here. It's called instead of using Botox, it's called a Frotox, freezing. The chin is another area. The full back, the bra fat, the head. When you use it on the head, it's not to kill fat, but it does stimulates your metabolic system differently, and we could talk about that through another episode. Let's take a look at a demo of Cryoslimming.
Cryolipolysis, or destruction of fat cells, is the basis of cryoslimming, or non-surgical fat reduction using localized cryotherapy. It uses ultra-cold temperature to reduce fat deposits. Cryolipolysis can benefit the appearance of the chin, bra fat, back fat, upper arm, abdomen, banana roll, hips, buttocks, and thighs. Localized cryotherapy targets only adipose or fat tissue for destruction. Other parts of the body are not affected. Because fat cells are more sensitive to cold, they begin to die quickly. Subsequently, the body naturally eliminates them. The ultra-cold temperature begins to destroy fat cells. To aid drainage of the destroyed fat cells, Sub-Zero's dome attachment is cooled and used in a sweeping motion toward the lymph nodes. Fat reduction increases as the body continues to eliminate fat. With repeated sessions, significant fat loss can occur.
So cryoslimming results. Let's see the results in the treatment protocol. So treatment sessions, let's say the 10 to 12 session range. You're doing a session about 5 to 7 days apart, meaning basically once a week. Once a week you're doing a session, maybe twice a week you're doing a session, but you're not doing it back to back. That's important because you want the body to respond. It's almost like the cold that you're giving it is a stimulus, and you're waiting for the body's natural recovery to take over. That's where the collagen starts to be created. That's why the lymph starts to push out some of those dead fat cells. So after a month, you will start seeing initial results. After 3 months, you'll see you'll see the optimal results. And providers have claimed about 25% fat reduction after 10 sessions. It's not something that happens fast, but you have to be consistent. You're going to, after you finish your 10 sessions, you're going to see benefit over the next 3 months after it's done. So it may take 3 months to get all the sessions, and then it's going to take another 3 months. You're going to see the maximum benefit. As long as you have good behavior as well, eating right, you're exercising, drinking a lot of water, you're gonna see the fat kind of melt away from these stubborn areas. So the side effects and the cost, well, generally speaking, there are really no side effects. There is a minimal discomfort because it's cold. All of a sudden you have a cold beam of CO2 hitting you. But after the first shock of how cold it is actually, for every subsequent session, it becomes a little refreshing, so to speak. There is no downtime. You can get it done today, and you're back at work today. You may experience a little temporary redness or numbness because, once again, you are pushing blood away from that area wherever you're treating. And there is the risk of PAH, paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, but it's lower than, the risk is lower than Coolsculpting because there's no a strong like suction. That's another stimulant for PAH. When it comes down to cost is different. It's more affordable per individual session than Coolsculpting. The reason it's more affordable is because you're going to need more. You're going to need more sessions. It's approximately $200 to $250 per session. And I'll be very honest with you. I think that is what it used to be. I think the cost structure now, I think you can get it cheaper. You can get it for $150, $100 dollars per session, depending on the package that you get. The total investment should be comparable to the Coolsculpting. The total investment for all the sessions should be comparable to the total number of Coolsculpting sessions. So if you're getting 10, 12 sessions for Cryoslimming, it should be roughly the same price as 2 or 3 sessions of Coolsculpting. Let's look at some of the results. These are 8 sessions. Nice results. 12 sessions above. You can see that they're getting multiple areas. 10 sessions. Once again, you're seeing multiple areas. 8 sessions with the cryo. You see the flanks came in. Not as much of the lower stomach, because she didn't have so much of the lower stomach, but you can see the overlap of the fat over the pants was minimized in the next session because they're killing some of that fat. So again, best use. What is the best use that we can look at for this? Well, we utilize whole body vibration immediately after procedure. So every time that you go in and you get the procedure done, you get vibration therapy to come with it. Also, lipotropic injections. We have seen good results. I don't know if this is because the patients feel better when they're getting the lipotropic injection as well. It's the MIC injection. But we have seen that when you can get lipotropic injections with the procedure, there's a better outcome. Price, as I was saying earlier, it is probably going to be about $150 to $250 if you're buying it on an individual session. If you look at your packages, if you get it in packages, which I recommend by all means, the price per session comes down to even $100 for 8 sessions, something around there. For 12 sessions, like $90, and then for 15 sessions, it's like $85, something like that. The idea is, if you're spending more, you should be getting more. And that's really what you want to look for. You want to make sure you're getting the vibration. You want to make sure you're getting the lipotropic injections. That means you're getting it through a medical place, a medical facility, not just somebody who has a machine. And the prices that you're paying makes sense. Simply, it makes sense. So, Coolsculpting versus Cryoslimming. What's better? What's worse? Which treatment is better for you? Well, Coolsculpting. If you value proven efficacy, clinical studies, Coolsculpting is probably the best. Established track record and FDA clearances. So Coolsculpting makes sense. More significant fat loss, 20 to 25%, fewer sessions, treatment from a long-standing market leader. Was it Allergan? If you're looking for losing fat over time, but being consistently diligent in keeping with your eating program, your workout program, Coolsculpting makes a lot of sense for that stubborn fat. Makes a lot of sense. If you're looking for maybe a lower cost, some skin tightening, collagen stimulation, a shorter treatment time. You want to get in and out. You want to get a lipotropic shot. You're going back in every week to do the vibration. Maybe Cryoslimming makes a better choice for you, better opportunity for you to get rid of that stubborn fat that you have. But what it really comes down to is what makes sense to your budget and what you're trying to accomplish. There are some important considerations for both treatments. First, this is not a weight loss solution. This is not to lose weight. This is to lose stubborn fat pockets. While you're doing your weight loss journey, let's say if you're using the Ozempic semaglutide or the Zepbound, the tirzepatide, or you're going through any of these weight loss journeys, and even while you're losing weight, you're seeing fat that has not been broken down. It's not been utilized. Well, this may be something you can use to exacerbate your fat loss in this particular area. Also, when it comes to results, of course, you can get the treatment done today, and it's going to be about 3 to 4 to 6 months that you're going to really see the results. But in that 3 to 4 to 6 months that you're waiting for those results, if you go back to what you used to do to gain the weight or gain the fat in the first place, then whatever you're getting rid of, whatever you just killed, your body, by its own nature, wants to replenish. If you kill a fat cell, your body wants to create a new fat cell, so you can continuously have stored energy available to you. That's the way your body looks at it. But the reality is, for us, we have a plethora of food available to eat. What we really want to do is get rid of that fat cell and not give it any more fuel, kind of teach it that we don't want to store fat anymore. Therefore, do not give it any fat to store. So maintenance and discipline is very much encouraged for whatever treatment you're going to do. Lastly, professional consultation. Do not do this on your own. Don't just find somebody that has a machine and is offering. Go to a professional. Go to a professional med spa, a medical clinic, a weight loss clinic. Go to the place where people know exactly what they're doing so you can get the most out of it. What you don't want to do is, spend $1,000 or even less. Let's say you spend, $800 on your getting these treatments, but it's with equipment that's not good enough to do the job that needs to be done. You want quality equipment, quality machines. So that's very important when it comes to you reaching the goal that you have set for yourself as far as getting rid of stubborn fat.
Now we're going to talk about A Better Way USA's local special for Los Angeles. It's a complete cryo package, 2 Coolsculpting sessions, which includes not only the Coolsculpting sessions, but the shockwave therapy that goes with it. Also, 6 Cryoslimming sessions that will happen in between the 2 Coolsculpting sessions. Also, for every visit that you come for the Coolsculpting and the Cryoslimming, you will receive a lipotropic injection and full body vibration therapy. All of this for $1,500. We think it's a great package. That's why we put it together. But most importantly, it will help you achieve the goal you're trying to achieve. Get rid of that stubborn fat that you're trying to achieve. So if you are interested, this is our quick little promo for ourselves. If you are interested, please give us a call at Better Way USA.